I'm waiting for the one time where you do the little countdown. Instead of the index finger, you give me the middle finger.
Take 2, boys. Let's try this over. This is out of 66 episodes. We've never had to start and restart.
Yeah.
We're professionals. You know, you can't. Not many people can.
We
say
nail it 100% of the time, 90% of the time.
We did the one episode where we didn't actually record it, and then we had to go back.
No, we recorded it, but it was sounded.
It was
the absolute
through the laptop mic.
not the snowball.
Yeah.
Got it.
And we had to do. I forget. What did we do that Saturday?
You went skiing.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was last year's skiing. Oh, Joe was so.
I remember. I was trying to mess
Yeah.
with it on the car
Yes.
ride back, and
Yeah.
I couldn't.
It
was unrecoverable.
It was no good. So we've had one bad podcast, like one absolute trash podcast.
But that's like a year from today.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or next week, basically. Yeah.
How I mean, 66 episodes.
Yeah.
Not many. Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome.
Well,
We're
here,
gonna
let's get through the business first.
Okay,
and
so
then we'll talk.
you can reach us at check us out on Instagram and Twitter. Where, Chris?
At the podcast S&P.
My man. You can reach us at the S&P or the S&P podcast at gmail.com. Send your likes, comments, concerns, hate for Pat Lynch. Please give us the business. And then now, 2022, Chris, and what you're thinking, I got to get my taxes done. And where are you going to go? You're going to go the best there is.
H&R Block.
No, come on. We're giving all these free advertisements away to all our 7 listeners.
Get your billions back, America.
You can Deal on Tax and Accounting is a proud sponsor of the Saturday Night Pregame podcast. You can check them out at Deal on Tax and Accounting, or no, is it dealontax.com? Ooh, I almost messed it up. We're gonna lose the money for this one, Chris.
Oh.
That check's getting bounced.
Yeah, that's enough of the business. Wait, now I lost my train of thought. What were we talking about there, Joseph?
Skiing.
Oh,
And it's a year from, basically almost a year.
yeah,
and you
60.
mentioned 66
So
episodes.
with when I do my videos on, or when I help upload the videos for YouTube, and I clean up the title and put all the wham bam on it. They give you other people's like podcasts, and like you can check out like old podcasts from like 2014, 13, and most of those get to like maybe close to 30, and then they all kind of shit the bed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
All right, we
So
doubled
we
them up,
doubled
baby.
them up, yep.
no stop.
We're just putting all the crap content out there. I like it.
Yeah, I thought last week was if you haven't checked out episode 65, I thought it was a real fun one. It was
It was a real banger.
yes. This wasn't the first week back from COVID for you guys last week, right? There was
No. It was 2 weeks ago.
That was
It was right. It was Christmas.
yeah.
It was the first
Oh,
one
it was
back.
where Pat maybe said about 7 words.
Yeah.
That's why it was such a good podcast. And then Pat had the time of his life on a Sunday. Don't want to get into that one. Poor Pat.
You mean Monday night?
Oh, was it Monday night?
Yeah.
Ooh.
The Steelers and the Browns played
Oh,
on
you're talking about
Monday.
that? Okay.
Monday.
And then because I didn't see you last Sunday, did I? I feel like I did.
No. Yeah, you may have helped. Yeah, you helped us with the house because he had to go and pick up his dad after the Bears
Oh,
game.
the Bears game. Yeah,
If we're gonna stay on this subject, I'm going to not talk for the next hour now
Sure,
15 minutes.
you're good.
Yeah. You
It's
got
okay.
a
We've
solid
already
12.
kind of covered it.
Because there's gonna be a lot of f-bombs dropped if that's the case.
Pat did not. Pat could have won some money. Then it happens.
He really loves Cleveland.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
my
we gotta get to. You know what we need to
gosh, I
get?
forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. I'm Pat. As someone who's not a big sports guy, I'm sorry.
I'm not taking the bait, Joe.
For
I'm
the
not taking the bait.
collective, you got so
Yep.
screwed. I mean,
2 minutes away. That's kind of. I mean,
51
you know,
seconds away. Let's be honest here.
he's like, oh, not 2. No.
Don't give
51.
him that much
And they were
credit.
one first down away from kneeling the game away. But
And Najee Harris did his best Marshawn Lynch impersonation on Pat Lynch's fantasy football season when he crossed the goal line and grabbed his nuts and pointed at Pat and looked him in the soles of his
it was
eyes.
not a Marshawn Lynch thing. He basically made a juke to the right, and then Cleveland forgot how to tackle.
I'm not talking about Marshawn Lynch where he knocked bulldozed 20 people, get to the end zone. I'm talking about the point where he crossed the goal line, he grabbed his nuts, went through the TV and looked you in the soles of your eyes and was like, I took you to Pound Town personally. That's what Najee Harris was saying right there.
And he did. And he did.
But the funny part is, like, there were a lot of comments about fantasy last week about how Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb, yeah,
Yes.
a lot of people had
How Cleveland decided their offensive game plan is built around running the gut ball, but they decided not to run the ball against the worst run defense in the NFL.
That's a weird choice.
In our fantasy, well, they're trying to. I think they were. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
And Baker he looked good last week. Let me tell you what.
spot on.
He did not look. That's a great question. What do they do with him?
They already picked his option, I think, for next year.
Oh, okay. Well, not
All
many
right,
sure.
well,
And we already
and we got the question and the answer. Bam.
But the question after that is the long term option. Obviously, is the question.
But yeah, so on our fantasy league, Joe, the championship was going to be decided by if Nick Chubb could get 7 points.
Yeah.
And he got 6.9 points.
Or he needed like 6 points. He only got like 5 or something.
Who got screwed in that? Who got screwed in that one?
Brian's brother won.
Yeah.
Because
Danny won.
Yeah.
Who'd he beat?
Really, Danny?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He beat the guy, the other guy named Chris in the league who actually finished second place last year too.
Is that the guy that writes
Or no, he won last
the
year.
guy that writes the paragraphs every week?
No, thank God.
That was the dude at the draft who looked like he was in his 20s and he was 16 years old. The big blondie-haired guy. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Chris.
Okay.
And he looks like a full-blown adult, and he can't even drive yet. Yeah.
And he's beating me in fantasy football. Oh,
He's got more time. He's got more time to research, Peter.
That's true.
it is. Nobody likes that Alex guy. That guy is absolutely the worst person in the entire world. Nobody has any idea. And everybody loves fantasy talk, but if you're listening to this podcast, you're probably, most likely, unless you're Lauren, the only males listening to this. And so you got at least a vibe to it. This weekend, and I go so hot and cold when it comes to betting. I was hot last week. This week,
Not so much.
Chris's great pick of DePaul.
Yeah, covering that 8.5 points on Villanova. They were up 5 at halftime.
Yeah.
That's their own fault.
This garbage. What do you guys think about the national championship? You guys got give any thoughts? When we were in high school and college, that used to be such a bigger thing. More like we'd have like a party for the national championship game. We'd we'd get food together. We get like a big song.
It's what Alabama and Georgia again, right?
Yeah.
Because most people would still be on a lot of the colleges are still on Christmas break.
Okay.
Until next week, except for DePaul, who's on.
Didn't Alabama lay the wood to Georgia weeks ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's crazy about that is Georgia's the favorite by -2.
Well, they were 7-point favorites before, so I guess they brought it down a little bit after their Alabama annihilated them.
I think I'm going to take the under, and I'm going to take the Georgia to actually win by more than 2.
Ooh, ballsy. I like it.
Going ballsy today. We got to get Joe's lock of the week
You
for him.
said the under?
Yeah.
So
the total, two
Total
sides
points scored
got it.
between both teams.
is like
It's such
52.
a tight window. Is
Whoa.
that normally?
No. Whoa, so the -2, yeah, it should be a good game.
I don't
Who
watch
knows?
Georgia much. They don't have much of an offensive, not a great offensive.
They didn't have
their quarterback's like a walk-on or something like that.
Yeah.
So they're all defense.
The quarterback's not terrible. So what happened? What they said with
They had Dalvin Cook's brother as running back.
what they
Don't get me
said.
started on Dalvin Cook either, right? Sore subject still, Chris.
What they said about what happened in the last game is Alabama would wait when they were on offense. They would wait for Georgia to make substitutions, and then they would go no huddle so that Georgia couldn't get their stars back on the field.
Isn't that what the NFL does? Like literally every play they do that kind of stuff.
That's what Green Bay's really good at. Aaron Rodgers will watch guys that he knows are really good. If they take a break, you're not able to get. He's not getting back on, or you're gonna get offsides, or you have to call a timeout.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're up to 105, boys.
What you need to do is you need to be smart, and if you're one of those guys, you on the play, you run to the sideline or you get closer to the sideline and then get yourself checked out so the person can come in.
Well, what it is though, if the offense substitutes, then
Yeah,
the defense
I'd say,
will have a
yes.
match substitution.
Yeah.
So
But
what Green Bay does, they don't change personnel.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if you wanted to sub back in or somebody wanted to sub out, you get as close to the sideline as you can, so you can sub off and somebody can run on.
Unlike the Chicago Bears, who do all these substitutions and it really doesn't matter because the team sucks in offense.
Do you think they'll keep the coach for the Bears?
No.
Is there any talk
He might be
of
fired
him-
already.
Ryan Pace is probably going to stay, which is me and
Mind-boggling.
Pat have talked about, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but they like him. Not sure why.
I want to work for the Bears, where you can be completely inept at your job and get promoted.
They ran a pretty good article the other day about how the Bears don't use any former players or anything like that, and former players are, have reached out to offer to help, just with stuff.
How many teams do you think have former players that help?
what's their face? The Patriots have Gerard Mayo as their linebacker coach.
Then I'm saying, oh, you mean on the coaching staff?
Yeah, or like our coaching
So
staff.
advising.
I don't know how many teams. I don't know, to be honest with you, but it seems like at least.
Doesn't Indianapolis have a couple of those guys?
I would say there's probably not a lot of teams that have guys that are in the front office advising foreign players. Probably.
I'm assuming that they have some guys that like kind of know how to scout or like they help like give opinions on like stuff. They look at tape for them and stuff like that.
Interesting.
As they probably have a better idea of like what their actual skill set is and everything, rather than
I saw that they tried to offer Olin Kreutz $15 an hour to be an assistant offensive line coach. And
$15 an hour.
In 2018, yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah, they tried to offer.
They offer him the minimum wage.
How insulting is that?
Wait, I missed that.
The Bears offered, according to Olin Kreutz, in 2018. Olin Kreutz is the former center of the Bears. He was
probably Hall of Famer.
And so the Bears offered him $15 an hour to be in 2018 to be the assistant offensive line coach to it was Harry Heinz at the time or whoever it was.
Pat, do you know that you have outside there? You have like 7 boxes.
Yeah, Amazon's been a little late on delivering me stuff, so it's good that's here though. I'm glad it's here.
You want to hear a crazy story? In my uncle's house, it doubles as his business. Mm-hmm. So he works out of his office, out of his basement for his tax business. And the mail has been so delayed. He didn't get mail to this week. The last time he got mail was it Christmas Eve?
I don't know.
I think it was Christmas Eve.
Was it?
It was the last time.
Wow.
So he called them and he was like, "Hey, I haven't gotten mail." And the lady's like, "Oh yeah, okay, you're right. I'm sorry, we've had a lot of issues with COVID. We'll get you all the mail today. I'll call you back." He's like, "Can I just come pick it up?" And she's like, "Let me see if the route's already going. I'll call you back." Of course, they don't call.
It's the government.
They don't call back. Mm-hmm. And so he calls the next day, and he's like, "Hey, just give me all my mail.
I want my mail.
I'll come get it."
Not yet.
Not yet, okay.
"I'll come get it." Mm-hmm. And the guy was like, "Are you sure? We'll just give it to..." Like, they did not want him to come get it.
Why?
So
because they didn't have it.
They go there, and they give him a bunch of boxes and said, "Oh, it looks like the other stuff was already on the route." But then when the lady came, they didn't deliver anything. So he goes again. He's like, "What in the is going on here?" Yeah. They haven't sorted anything. They don't have anybody. They're so behind. They can't sort the mail. So everybody.
You would think the post office is a good, like, solid job to work at.
It is. But it's government work. Yeah, it's government work.
Dave Collis, where he lives, evidently the post office, he lives in like a high-rise building there, and the postman every day comes to his building, takes a nap in the front lobby, and will not like start putting the mail in the building until he gets his nap in.
Wait, is that actually? Wow. I thought that was the office that you. Yeah,
no, that's his
building. Building. Yeah, he told me the story. Wow. I thought it was his office. Wow.
I mean, if you ever, you've been to the post office. How often you go to the post office? And people are either the most miserable.
Oh yeah.
Or don't like. And I hope that we have postmen who work listen to our podcast and walk around. But unfortunately, like when you go into the post office, it's terrible. Most people either it's too slow. I swear to God, I have a stack this big. Any legitimate business sees me coming in with this stack, they're like, "Oh, that's great. We're gonna make a lot of money."
Yeah.
They were so upset that they're like, "Really? Really?"
That's happened to you on multiple occasions.
Yeah. And I'm like, "I'm giving you business ID. What do you want me to do?"
Yeah.
I can't stamp it myself.
This is your job.
Well, yeah. I read something interesting. It was like they were talking about the post office saying that they lose.
Yeah.
I don't know, X amount of dollars a year.
Oh, it's gotta be an insane amount.
And somebody replied there goes, yeah, because that's how we look at at our like war budget. The military is $3 billion in debt every year, and it's like, I guess it's not even like a business at this point. It's just a service. That's honestly what it is.
Yeah. But
having said that, people are miserable there.
True, and you're right. It's not a bit. That's right. Maybe I shouldn't. But here's the thing: you could do your job better. Why can't we Why can't we figure out how to run?
It just makes things easier if you're more cordial and stuff.
Yes.
I've brought packages. I didn't know
it's
this
like
was
the DMV.
a thing. I did not. Which, by the way, shut down. I think in Chicago here now.
Yes.
For the next.
Oh shit! Has
really? I have to get my ID renewed.
Yeah.
Is it like completely shut down, or do they still do like by appointment?
I don't think you can do anything in the
facility.
Yeah.
facility. So
I have to renew my license. I just send it in by mail.
If you can, yeah.
Interesting.
What was I going to say? I can't remember. Oh, I went there. I didn't know this. I don't really carry tons of tape in my place, so I just have duct tape for miscellaneous things. So I packaged up a package with duct tape.
Nope.
I bring it in.
I don't like it.
They don't like that. She goes, we can't ship that. I'm like, excuse me? She goes, yeah, it's got duct tape on it. We can't ship it.
How many minutes were into it?
15.
She's like, go fuck yourself, Joe.
I was like, are you serious? Like, this is a thing? I've shipped stuff with duct tape on it before. Nope, we can't do it.
Why?
Josh was like, I should have taken my shit to UPS.
I went home and I Googled it because I didn't. Yeah, I'd never heard of it.
Yeah.
I guess it just depends on the person. There's no legitimate rule, but it does seem like almost like a point of reference in that they try and dissuade people from shipping with duct tape because it may not hold as well on cardboard, and then the packages open up.
Wow.
That's the most like reasonable thing. A lot of the comments were, "Fuck the USPS."
Yeah.
USPS, ship my package, bitch. I decided it. You know, I made that decision. I'll live with it if it doesn't get there. And I was like, that's very much how I feel.
If I want to use electrical tape, I'm going to use goddamn electrical tape.
That literally sounds like the S&P futures shit I see all the time.
Oh,
like these people just going back and forth. Like, it's like, you must be a real idiot for buying long as. Fuck you, idiot. I'll do as I please, bitch. Don't tell me my business. Like, what?
Instead of
Don't tell me what to do, devil.
Yeah, no, like the one guy's like, I swear if the market doesn't drop by 100 points tomorrow, I'm killing myself. I'm like, what? Oh my god! I'm like, when did Peter get into this shit?
Oh, come on.
Peter, you got a new Twitter handle, I see.
No, you gotta. Here's the thing. Do you know when the post office was even worse than it is today, and the post office has had to step up their game because they are being considered cut because there's FedEx, there's
DHL,
there's
which apparently the largest shipping
but they're only international.
Oh, really? It's not. It's not in the.
It's Europe, Canada. They tried in America, but FedEx, UPS, all those, they're just too.
I think in terms of volume, though, they're the largest shipping.
I think Amazon's starting to move up that route.
Oh yeah,
Amazon's becoming.
I heard Amazon is starting to ship stuff that's not even Amazon related.
Yeah. Well, that's the reason they did that because they know that there's so much money in transportation.
Yeah, and they have the best logistical system.
Hands down. But. So, the postmaster general knows that he's got to get these people in line because he knows that if this service could be cut and they could be privatized.
I mean, how often do you what do you guys get in the mail that you can't get either online or via? Or via email?
I've never gotten mail. Like,
just notifications from the city that we got more parking tickets.
yeah.
I mean, besides Christmas cards and if I get a ticket in the mail, I don't really get anything in the mail.
Oh, yeah.
Everything else comes to my email.
Yeah, I've never gotten anything until me and Sarah started living together, and now I get mail all the time.
Oh, junk mail.
It's just like...
Or someone sends me a check, I guess. I'll
or I get, the old tenant had something, and I...
All we get is, literally, ticket notices or renewals for the companies. That's it. They still come in the mail.
And you get those online, too, though? You can get them online. You can get them in your email, I think.
Can you? I've never seen that option.
But that's why they're really they're diving into. You see, postmen working Saturdays and Sundays now because they have to be a part of the shipping game.
Post person.
That's a good question, Pat. I'm going to be honest with you, we're not that politically correct.
Postal worker.
Yeah. In the world of COVID, that's still a thing. I don't know if that there's really. Hey, Chris, how's COVID going?
It's going terrific.
It's still there. We added another one to the line, onto the friendship line, who's had COVID. So there's not many people who have not.
Mr. B.
Oh no!
At the wedding last.
Being a postman probably not the worst thing in the summer, right? You can walk outside at least. It's not super hot. It's nice out. Yeah.
We get a pension. You get a pretty good salary if you work for so many years. Well,
I'm pretty sure the roughest.
You're retired by 55 because you have a pension. You have a pension for.
That was what Jess's dad did. He was a postman.
You got to think though, in all honesty, depending on what you do there, if you're a person walking day to day, it's probably great exercise, but I'm sure it wears on the body and stuff.
Oh yeah.
It is. and you're going through. I mean, you're
Stuff
working
it is,
outside.
forget that, yeah.
I mean, it is.
I see.
A death trap out there.
You know what? They could refuse service if you don't salt well enough.
Yeah.
Like we've had a lady say, I will not deliver.
The thing that always scares me is years ago I heard it and I was like, this can't be true. But this is in relation to the city of Chicago. I don't know where else or what other rules are for other people, but if you don't shovel and make some sort of effort and somebody gets hurt, they can sue you outright.
I think you can technically get a ticket for not shoveling your snow.
No, you can get a ticket, but that's actually not true, Joe. If you shovel and they get hurt, then it's on you. If you don't shovel, it's an act of God. You can't be liable for that.
Yeah, but no.
But you do have to shovel by 10 a.m.
The city has come out, or like the governments have come out and said that if you do shovel the snow, they can't sue you because you're doing an act of service for the city.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like
sue the city. I mean,
that's good to know.
Yeah,
I'm always worried about that. Like in all sincerity, I really, especially like at the front of the building, I was like, I don't want to.
Yeah, I took a real estate law class back in college.
Especially because you got such a nice property, you don't want to. Yeah, you don't.
I almost owned Augustino's last night. Almost bit it out there.
Dude, that is. I was talking to someone today.
Scooch in, Pat.
And they're like,
get in there.
Streets are fine. That everything's good until I get into a parking lot, and then shit just hits the fan.
It was insane.
By the way, Sarah's sister, 9 pins, 2 plates on each side.
Oh,
forever?
Yep. No, not forever, just to heal, but no cast. And they're gonna start her in physical therapy.
How many weeks is that?
She can
Recovery.
Oh, I have no clue.
Did she go like immediately into surgery?
She this morning.
Will she still have that cast on when she's getting married?
So no, she won't. She doesn't have a cast at all.
Right.
So
how do they protect it?
I think it's just a pin. I haven't seen it in person.
You gotta imagine there's probably like an ace wrap or some kind of soft cast like that.
Yeah, but there's not like a hard cast, and she'll start physical therapy in a week or 2. They said that's like the way they do it now.
So so she got out of the car.
She wasn't even getting out of the car. She was walking from the door to the car.
Was she at the place?
She was walking out of her home.
Oh.
In her own driveway, wrecked, fell on her, like tried to catch herself. Broke like both sides of her, both bones on each side of the wrist, and they had to put a plate on each side and pins on each.
How long she got to have that in for? Do you know?
I don't. I'm assuming months. I mean, given the physical therapies, a lot of those I've heard depending on how it heals, they just keep it in there forever. Especially with the way it's built now, it's made out of titanium. It doesn't rust, and it's like way sturdier than removing it out.
Chops on there.
9 pins though.
You could be like Lex Luger and give that illegal forearm with the blade inside.
That's what I thought, and then I didn't realize she broke each bone on each side of her wrist.
Yeah, so this was actually a topic I wanted to bring up is because we were out today looking at properties, and we were seeing people slipping and sliding the whole time.
Like that person on the way to Home Depot this morning.
Oh yeah. Oh my God!
I don't know if he was drunk or
we have no idea. But this guy and this girl were like kind of talking, and then I don't know the dude's on the ground. The dude's just on. He's got
head down, go straight.
Hands in his feet in the air, like waving around, like what?
He's giving it like the baby. Like we're like I'm almost. I swear I was being so mean about it. I almost peeing my pants. I was laughing so hard because it was like the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And she's like, "Get off! What are you?" And
they should say she's about to go down, trying to help him up.
It is incredible.
But then,
your dad I thought was going to go down on one of the ball.
We were going to carry Larry. We were going to literally put him on our shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
So we're by the properties, and a couple guys almost fell. And I'm like, why does no one know how to walk on ice?
I walk in the snow.
Well, that's fair.
That's what I did coming into your place.
Walk in the snow. That's what I did last night. I got in the car last night and almost bit it. I'm like, yeah, go walk in the snow.
Yeah.
Yep.
But, so I wonder what, because me and Chris were walking just fine on the ice. It's your shoes. It's absolutely your shoes.
It has everything to.
1,000. Are those the slides I have on now? When I almost bit it right now.
The boots I wore last night are basically a solid sole, and they have like a couple circles like throughout it. It has no.
My boots had ridges last night
whatsoever. I mean, that's also true. Yeah.
Yeah. But I was wearing gym shoes with running forest running shoes.
Mm-hmm.
I could walk on the ice no problem. I took one step and I almost died on those flats.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, that's why people are always falling.
It didn't help that it snowed. It was kind of like sleety, watery snow, and then yesterday it was just like water. It was like a mist. It wasn't even raining. It was just like a mist in the air. It would fall and freeze a thin sheet, and it just kept going all night.
The other thing, I think people don't know how to fall. Like, I think people try too hard to.
Well, they try to brace them. Your automatic reaction is to brace yourself with your hands.
Yeah. The best thing you could do, I mean, minus protect, is just tuck in.
Yep.
Tuck in.
Yeah. If you're going to go down, just get on your side.
That's what happened when I was running and I tripped on that rock and fucking middle of the road, that piece of shit.
I remember,
I tripped on that and I in the middle of the air and I'm like, okay, well, I gotta make sure I land on my side or something, because I don't put your hand out. Like the first thing in my head was like, don't put my hand out because I'm gonna bust shit.
That's what they told
me.
me.
I saw Chris wipe it out on his own stairs at his house like several years ago.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Chris walked out the front of his house.
Hit the thing,
feet in the air,
cleared all
clears
6
all
stairs.
6 steps.
All 6 steps.
And he lands on his back, and I'm like, my jaw dropped. I'm like, I didn't even know what to say. I was like, that just happened? That really just happened?
That's probably one of the better things, though, that you missed all those stairs.
He gets up, I'm like, are you okay? And he's like, you lean on my back, it might be a little sore, but I'm okay.
I was like, well, that sucked. And Pat's like, Pat's not even laughing. Pat's just like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, that was the craziest thing I've ever seen. Holy shit.
Come in here, pull it up here. I pull up, I come up the street, I do a U-turn, and I'm trying to pull up right in front of Pat's house, taking it nice and slow. I'm not going fast.
No.
I mean, I'm not even idling. I have my foot on the brake. I'm just kind of pulling up.
Yeah.
Back end of my car just decides,
bumps right into the curb.
A good enough slant, and my whole back end just goes right into the curb. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never done that to my back end tire. I was like, I hope this is easy to fix if it damages something.
Well, last night we were coming, and then thank God that we were all just very chill, relaxed, getting in, driving in, and so I was coming in maybe 5 miles an hour into the parking lot, and I saw the parking spot right away. So I was like, okay. I turned into the parking lot. I was complete I'm going towards the guy is in the front. The driver in the next car because he's about to back out is looking at me, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, fuck.
I'm sorry.
Thank God it stopped. I was just like, oh, this is gonna be the most awkward conversation because he's not getting. I'm hitting his door. His door is not.
I'm gonna be pinned in.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Next, this guy, I'm gonna be making eye contact with him. I'm gonna be bobbing sorry.
Oh, and there goes talking about people falling. There goes your cats.
Oh, is that what that? I was like, good Lord. I thought it was Katrina. I was like, oh god.
Oh, dude, the cat was walking. It was so mad that I was in its spot. It was walking. It would walk on my shoulder, and it would perfectly walk down my arm, and then it would walk back up, and then it would see that it would wake up. I'm like, what is going on?
Archer jumped on a ribcage this morning. He literally he jumped on the bed and I don't know if I couldn't see him. I don't know if he an elbow drop on me. It felt like but it's it's like a drop right in my ribcage. Like what the shit? And then he looks at me
time for food.
Yeah.
These animals.
Don't get cats.
Yeah, cats sound like a real piece of work, man.
Dogs aren't any better.
Oh, Spunky comes in my room. She gets in that little corner on the bed. Doesn't wake me up. Doesn't bother me.
If I was in your house, Brownie would be trim and fit when she moves to come get my ass.
You'd be on the couch. You'd be like Blackjack all over again. You'd be waking up. Be like, what the hell? Why are you in my face?
I woke up in their house after a long night of drinking. And they used to have a
black lab.
Yeah, and this dog was across the end table, just staring at me like. Look at his chops, waiting for me to move.
One time I
got that ass now.
I was bringing a girl.
Swiggity swooty coming for that booty.
I was bringing a girl over late, and I was trying to make sure my parents didn't hear. And I didn't see Blackjack. And so he's hidden in the corner. And I know her jumps up on her paws. And she's like, oh, and he's trying to bite her face. I'm like, what are you doing?
That dog absolutely was terrified.
You cock blocking mother.
Whoa. I was so pissed. I was going to bite her face, and then she's going to have to go to the emergency room, and then I'm done? What are you doing?
Yeah, that dog was terrified of Pepsi. He would hear Pepsi move or his voice, and he would creep into a room, and he'd be like, I know you're around here. I can feel the presence of Pepsi.
It would be so funny. So that dog was scared of nobody.
Yeah.
But my little brother would pick him up and just cradle him and he hated it. He never got aggressive or anything. He just was please.
Yeah.
He's looking up at the heavens please just let this kid put me down. I'll be good. I swear to God. I swear I'll be good.
I won't try my Pat Lynch in the ass anymore. I swear. I won't do it.
So then Patrick will go down the stairs and he'll be doing whatever he's doing. He'll be like,
he would freeze. He'd be like, where's he at? Where's he at?
Yes. So then he would go.
Poor dog has PTSD.
He would go hide. He would go like behind a table in a chair and wait for Patrick to go like just far enough so he could slide, and then he would run upstairs.
Yeah, he
put
would.
away.
My cat would be sleeping on the couch, and so I hear you guys from like the door close, like doom, and you'd be like, it's like they're here. And she'll kind of pop up, and then you guys start like talking, and she just like gets like she like looks up like oh shit, and she runs out of the room.
That's so funny.
How's Appa doing? It's been too long, Joseph.
He's good. Reno got to see him for the first time last night since he was a puppy.
Oh wow!
And he just like, this dog is enormous, and I'm like, yes, he is.
Yeah.
He is a big old beast of a dog. But I was talking to my mom today. She's like, hey, I didn't think about it then, but now she's like, hey, be careful with Appa out there. If he slips and falls, he could get hurt. And all I'm thinking is like,
he's gonna take me down.
I was like, well, one, that, two, I was like, he doesn't have far to fall. 3, why aren't you worried about me? I'm over 6 foot. If I fall, my head knocks on the ground.
You're done.
That's a big old I'm gonna look like that dude. I'm gonna look like Brendan Schaub after he got knocked out by.
You're gonna be looking like that guy in the Home Depot parking lot, like.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, where's the care for me? But yeah, he's doing good. This morning. Sarah, I don't know what she was doing, but she's like, I'm just gonna keep him in the bedroom, and he's just like crying at the door, and I wake up, I'm like, shut up, dude, I'm trying to sleep.
Shut your warm mouth, right?
Speaking of your mom, she scared the living bejesus out of me last night.
Oh, yeah.
I was just like standing there talking with people, and she like comes up from behind me and grabs me. I'm like, who in the hell is grabbing me?
I'll see you tonight.
Chris starts giving a diamond cutter, like, oh my bad.
Your mom knows how to end the conversation really well too. She came over and she's like, "Oh, how's it going?" She's like, "Oh, my kids are not home. I missed them." And then she's like, "It's time."
Bye.
She's like, "It's time for grandchildren." And I was like, "Oh, I gotta go.
I introduced her to Brian. I'm like, "This is Brian." "Oh, you're Brian." And she's like, "Yeah, this is Joel's like best friend." She's like, "Oh, that's nice." And then turned around
and walked away. I was like, she does not like I talk about all you guys, but I don't think she's ever met Brian thinking about it. But Brian told me about that last night, and I was like, she must have no context for like the situation of like that thing, because she knows who Brian is. But I thought it was so funny that she's like, "Oh, okay, cool, bye," and just like out. But last night was nice in that a lot of people got to see each other who hadn't seen each other in a long time. I like that.
Reno way too long.
Dude, Reno came in looking like a goddamn Gestapo. That motherfucker looked like he was about to assassinate someone.
We were thinking more like a student that was about to shoot up a school.
He came in with real nice black jacket, like sleek black jacket, slicked back hair, and then just knowing it's Reno and he's Italian, I was like, this dude's a hitman. He's about to assassinate several people.
We were talking about
sleek dude.
We're talking about the carnival diet with him, and you could just see he had a little tear coming down his eye.
What do you mean you don't eat pasta?
Yeah. Wait, is it not pasta with the side of pasta?
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
But when do you eat the pasta?
When do you eat the bread?
Yeah.
Never. What?
What do you... So you just eat the garlic in clove form?
Yeah.
Like, what do you do? You gotta put the garlic on the bread in the mouth,
and the beep in the
mouth.
It's like, I'm dying inside.
Yeah. No, it was
How do you eat the pizza? We don't.
My mom was... she had Brandon's baby in her arms, and she's like, "When are you guys gonna have a baby? You guys are getting married soon." I was like, "Not for 5 years." 5 years? I was like, "Yeah, no, there's no plan."
Do you mean you're gonna have one a year for 5 years?
No. Like 5. Yeah, no initial plans for.
That's
any
good.
Babies.
I don't get.
Dave Callis used to say, like, the woman decides when you get married, when you have kids, and when you get fired.
All right. Well, I mean,
I see 2 out of the 3. I don't know.
The fired bit is the thing I don't understand. But
the fired is when you get divorced.
Oh, divorce. Oh, I see. Well, I mean, right now.
Wait, you can't get divorced? Or you're not allowed?
No, but like
She'll decide when you're getting divorced.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I have talked to her about it, and we're both like, listen, we don't want kids anytime soon.
That's great.
I honestly enjoy your life.
That's what Dad.
Sarah said, like, listen, I'm young. Yep. I have a long clock. Once it starts getting there, then we could have kids. Because we're all going to live, like, unless there's something terrible that happens. But
well,
like
Katrina, Debbie Downer Katrina told me I only have 60 years, and Earth only has 60 good years left. So why would you want to bring kids into a world where there's really only 60 good years left because of climate change?
You got 60 good years left?
Me, I
You'd
have...
be 90 even at that point.
Listen,
No, I have at least 70 good years left.
oh, yeah. I'm going to be...
No,
great.
she said
you
the
think you
Earth.
lived to 100,
Earth,
103?
Yeah, I'm thinking, I'm going for the record. I'm going 120. That's the record.
That's the record. It
I'm
is,
going with the
yeah.
record.
You drink way too many Coors Lights for that to happen.
Nah, just
Nah.
enough water.
I don't think I drink enough Coors Lights to get me to the 120.
I know you were trying it last night.
Yeah, you were doing work last night. Wait, now I forgot what it. So, Katrina was saying that, like if we don't change what we're doing, that the world really only has 60 more years. That's why we're going to Mars.
Yeah, me and Brian Hamilton are taking our talents to Mars now.
There was an actress.
It's going to be Citadel on the Red Planet.
Yeah, there was. I forget the actress's name, but she was talking about how she had kids in her 40s, and she knew she was so much happier having kids in her 40s than she was because she was so selfish when she was
Oh, that
in
was
her
Diane
30s.
Kruger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And-
I recognize the name. I don't know who that is.
She's the chicken. She's the girl from National Treasure, and then she's also the one in
Oh, okay. I
Inglourious
know who you're
Basterds.
talking
She's
about.
the blonde one that's
Blonde-
like helps
yeah.
the actress.
Yeah.
As soon as you said National Treasure, I was like, that great Nicolas Cage classic?
Oh,
of
yeah.
course.
It's a good
It's
movie.
almost
Yeah, it's a fantastic movie.
first
I
one's good.
love it.
First
not
one,
as
yeah.
good as Pig. I definitely recommend it. Really good Pig. It's fucking phenomenal. It's,
I saw the trailer for that in the movies with Joe, and I'm like, there's no way this is a real
I
movie.
was like, I don't think I'm ever going to watch this. And then we're on that flight and you have it. And I'm like,
You guys gotta watch Freaky.
I don't think this is Peter's cup of tea. But we'll see. I don't know. Maybe and then he watched it.
I was very angry.
Yeah.
You guys gotta watch Freaky with Vince Vaughn, where he's a serial killer that gets transported.
Oh,
yeah.
I did see that.
It's
I
so
liked
terrible.
it. I liked it.
It's so bad.
It was 100% a popcorn movie. You're not going into that
There's
movie.
like a scene where he's like peeing, the teenage girl has been
They
switched
switch bodies,
with,
yep.
with the serial killer, and he's like peeing, and she's like, "This is so much easier than women do."
Yeah.
But Vince Vaughn is doing this in like a girly voice. And
I mean,
it's
it
like,
was really good.
really
He did
bad.
he did a good job.
Such a terrible movie.
I loved it. I loved it.
I'm gonna have to see it. If you liked it, I feel like I'd like it.
It's 100% a popcorn movie. It's not a
Yeah.
good movie, like by any means, but like
It is so
it's
it
fun.
is so bad. It is good.
It's fun.
But to bring this back to that lady said that in her 30s she knew she would be too selfish, and that when she turned 40 she knew that she could commit her whole life to like all her time to the kid, which I think makes way more
Peter's like
sense.
40, nah, 50, nah,
I mean, it
60,
makes
nah.
sense
I'm not
because
having it.
like your early 20s, you're just discovering life.
Yeah,
Then you start making money. Then you can start
Yes.
doing things with the money.
Yes.
And you want to just do that. You want to travel. You want to go places. You want to do the things that when you have a kid, it's going to be hard to do.
Yeah.
So you just do it. You do it then. You get, not
Yeah.
get it out, but like you get to do those things. And then, yeah, you have kids, and that's a very different
because
experience.
they always say
and
wait
you
when
do
you
stuff with
retire.
them.
Yeah, when you're retired when you're unfortunately been working to a dog and you're not
Yeah.
you're not taking care of your body.
No.
So now you're it's impossible for you to really enjoy these because
Yeah.
you're aching. You know, you always gotta find a
Yeah, who
bathroom.
wants to go? Yeah, you want to do everything when you're young. You feel good. You're, you
Yeah,
know, yeah.
You're not tired.
Yeah.
You get off the plane, you're ready to go.
Yep.
But the other thing was, you also I think a lot of people. What do I know? This is my opinion, but I feel like people get married, have the kid right away. They never
Oh,
have that
yeah.
time together to kind of like really meld that like.
Yeah.
Like I know you've been dating for a long time, but now you're like in a house,
Yeah.
your family, like this is it.
Yep.
Like, you know, take some time to actually kind of meld that together a little bit.
It may not be like a change in lifestyle, but it is definitely a change in outlook when something major like that happens. Like
Yeah.
once you get married, you're like, oh, I'm in a new chapter. I gotta maybe think about this a different way. And even if
Exactly.
you don't do it consciously, it happens like, you know, subconsciously. You know, you're like, oh, I'm married now. You just start thinking different ways. You know, it happens. So
So just to kind of little change in topic here, Pat. I know that you're watching these NFL games over here. We appreciate you being a part of this beautiful podcast today.
I'm trying to will our FanDuel team forward here, right?
It's been 1 year since this happened this week with the 1 year from when they stormed the Capitol.
oh yeah,
And I wanted to kind of get your opinion on how Joe Biden handled it with him going after Trump over everything.
I didn't actually hear what he said this week.
I honestly didn't even. I haven't
His
watched it.
speech was
Can you give us the Cliff Notes version, Peter?
his
Yeah.
speech was to attack President Trump and say it was all his fault, which I think we all get, and I think we all know that's the truth.
Yeah, it is.
He's been stating lies. He's been, trying to get these people all riled up.
Yeah.
And but I think this is the wrong way to go. I think we need to somewhat try to reunite. But it's hard because you want to say, hey, listen, this is all BS. This is why it's BS. But we need to come together. So do you attack or do you say, listen, this was a really bad time? Because if you looked at there's only 2 Republicans in the chambers when he did his speech, and that was Dick Cheney and Dick Cheney's daughter.
Why was Dick Cheney there?
Well, he was supporting his daughter, and he's got a lifetime pass as vice president. He can come to Congress.
Good to see Dick still alive.
Yeah.
He's not out there killing people, huh?
Man's had 90 heart attacks.
18% approval rating. I'm gonna give you 18% of my foot in your ass.
He's had 9 heart attacks.
But I just thought it was wrong. I personally thought I get why they did it. It's a political game. They're using this to tout the Democrats.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to unite America and be like, hey, let's just get past this. This is a bad time in our history. We're not gonna blame anybody. It was a heated. We're also in the pandemic. It's a weird time.
Yeah, people are definitely different during the pandemic, and they react differently. Their thought process is different.
Should honor the fallen lives. Honor every guy who stood up there, even if you didn't vote for Biden. I'm sure there's a lot of those guys who got their asses kicked. Who didn't vote for Biden and stood there and took the ass kicking and tried to fight for the Capitol.
Oh yeah, I mean, think about that guy who literally he was the one guy not the one, but one of the few in the Capitol diverting a lot of people from the
who saved Oh, yeah, probably saved lives, and they're countless lives. Yeah. And they didn't even talk about it.
Yep. That's a shame. I'm saying. I mean, he got a lot of recognition when it happened.
At the time. Yeah,
kind of wish he got brought up again. That's a great moment to highlight. It's listen, regardless of why they were doing it, it's this guy was selfless in this moment to protect people, not Republicans, not Democrats, people.
Yeah.
The
Joe Biden talks about how people literally defecated in the halls of the Capitol.
Jeez. I mean, it is what. I mean, okay, let's be real.
What do you use for toilet paper?
You know what, Pat? That's a good question.
That is the portraits.
I don't think these are the type of. Yeah.
I saw a guy shit in the CTA once. At least he had some of those butt wipe things that he used.
That's
yeah. I mean, I get it. I get why Joe Biden would be like, "This is Trump. He fucked the whole thing up.
Yeah.
He incited this."
Yeah.
But there's got to be a classy way to go about it. I will say I'm very bad at politics, but a very well-spoken person was Obama.
Yep.
Barack Obama. Yes. That dude was always classy in his delivery, and even his mic drop moments. He never specifically, he would call someone out, but it was more in a joking manner than it was this direct confrontation sort of thing. It's just, you kind of have to stand above it, and it's one of those things where you got to be.
You want to recognize the moment.
You also don't. You could. I mean, there's probably a good way to go about it, right? Yes, the moment it was bad. There were people who incited it. Just not directly.
Just not an all-out attack where it comes off as a political, trying to make political gains instead of recognizing a really horrible day in our history.
What political gains at this point are they getting from that?
The Democrats. They're trying to play up that the Democrats are, this is a Republican thing, led by the Republican leader.
The midterms are out of this year, right? They're
at the end of this year. So that's what they're trying to do.
So
they're trying to divide it.
Yeah. Here's one thing that I kind of agree with Biden that I don't think this would have been something I wish the news would have came up with. Maybe this would have kind of brought some clarity to some of these idiots because on those election cards, there was president, there was governors. There was senators. There was House of Representatives. Mm-hmm. You're telling me that your governors are fine, your House of Representatives are fine, your senators are fine. Just the presidential election is wrong. So that's the only one that because that was their big thing was they stole the election. Well, you're okay with everything else, but you're saying that the president was the only one that stole the election. And if you're being right, wouldn't all those elections been? Why wouldn't the Democrats just effed up everything?
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Why wouldn't they have done? Why wouldn't they have done more? We're just going to say that this election on the same card.
Yep.
That was counted, and I think it was 30 states. He said, and after all those 30 states, I think Georgia was counted 3 times. One hand counted gave more votes to Biden.
Yeah.
And but they never talked about how anything else was rigged. It was just the presidential elected. But everything
That's exactly what it's almost like a headline situation.
Yeah.
It's like oh, this is the one.
If you just think about things, but that's the other thing is where's the common sense at?
Yeah.
What is that?
Well, that's the thing. It's like people aren't having long form conversations about this. It's like, you know, you support Trump? Fuck you, man!
It's your 144 character tweets.
It is, yeah. That's honestly
that's kind of how we're living life these days.
Yeah.
At the gym, when Chris pointed us out, like there's a guy at our gym.
This guy's nuts.
He and like I honestly don't care about political stances. Like I wish we could just as a country maybe kind of come together a little bit more.
I've been watching some more stuff. Like I saw this interview with Dan Crenshaw and who's
he's a Republican
Navy SEAL, and now he's a Republican. What is it, senator?
I think or House of Representatives.
For Texas.
Yeah, for Texas. Yep.
Tejas,
man.
And he had an interview with The Daily Show. Trevor Noah.
Yeah,
there was no audience. There was no like wooing. There was no this. There was a couple times where they would say something and they go, well, that's not right, and they're like, oh, it's not, and it's like, oh, there's no crowd to like come in now, and so there's no wittiness. They had a real nice conversation. I saw people in that. That was the most like friendship friendly comment section I ever saw. I was like, I don't even like Trevor Noah, or I don't even like Dan Crenshaw, but I love that these guys were just able to talk about things and issues and stuff. Yeah, and you know, Trevor Noah would say like, oh, you had this stance on this, and Dan Crenshaw's like, oh no, I don't. No. I'm with you on this. Like, this is what I think. I may think of it a little differently, and this is why. But it was so nice to have that long form.
If he wants to, I think Dan Crenshaw could be. He could be higher office for sure.
Probably, yeah.
But it was just, you know, I mean, think about this is the other thing. I keep talking about how time is flying. Mm-hmm. A year ago, we were talking about the guy falling off the castle.
Yeah.
I still think about it with the Mario theme. Yeah.
And he fell.
I mean, that is crazy, though, that happened.
It is. If you really just think about it. They were close to, I'm not saying they would have overthrown the United States government, but they were this close to hurting some, like, key
people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, again, people politicize this, but like there were people that had talked about like trying to kill AOC in the halls.
Oh yeah, they were calling her. Like, you can watch videos of it.
Oh yeah,
they were calling for her. Mm-hmm. And I don't care about your political rights. Like, listen, that's what America's about. Like, you don't like something, you go to the voting. You vote. You vote these people out.
Or fucking get into office yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
Like
make changes.
You don't kill the person.
Like,
it's wild, dude. It is
but
wild.
You know what? Then, but I think about like, and everyone's like, oh, they almost took. No, nobody. We didn't. The U.S. government didn't take any guns out.
No.
It would have been a different story if we would have. It would have been, you know, like Kazakhstan.
If they released the fucking army.
Kazakhstan. I'm sorry. Where they're fighting over. There's like a kind of a little revolution going, and the president's like, shoot,
not today.
Shoot to kill. Yep. Not let's talk. Let's come to negotiate. Shoot to kill. If
some of the military is like starting to march with the people.
Yeah, it is. It's but I don't know. I'm not. I have no idea. I'm not. All I know is that when I read that like that, I was like, and I think if you know,
it's a very different place.
Yes. Man. If America
isn't Kazakhstan, isn't he kind of like a puppet leader for Putin there?
That's I think a lot of that
that's
Europe
what they have said. Yeah.
But then again, that's just America's view on it.
Yeah.
Who knows what the truth is? Really
that's so true. Yep.
So whatever happened to John Boner and Paul Ryan?
They're both retired.
Are they?
Ryan, I believe, is a
someone in Wisconsin, right? Or no?
No, he's a lobbyist.
Yeah, he's a lobbyist.
Oh, he's a lobbyist.
Oh, yeah, he'd make a ton of money.
What happened to Boner?
I think he was just retired.
Yeah,
he was actually
I have no idea.
Compared to a lot of these guys, he's pretty reasonable.
At the time, you were like, "This is the devil." It's like Bush was bad. Like, don't get me wrong, Bush is bad. But then when you look at Bush compared to Trump, it's like, how are we getting worse?
I don't know.
How are we not getting any better?
Bush had some real bad advice.
I'm not. Bush his wars cost us countless lives. We lost a generation of young men.
I mean, he said he took the advice he was given and he made his poor choices.
Well, because he also
he was manipulated a little bit. A lot of it.
Yeah.
Big old dick check.
Yes. A lot of money made on his hands. But then again, Obama wasn't. Obama had. If you look at his early stuff and compared to what actually he did, I think they get into the office and they're just like, oh man, I'm not.
Well, he also got a gridlock he had a gridlock the whole time.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah. Republican House.
Yes, as soon as he got in, they were like, nah.
We've had a Democratic thing last week. Still can't get
nothing done now. Well, no, because what's his face?
Yeah.
Muchin or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
He's not playing ball at all.
Yeah. I think everything's just becoming like character versions of themselves. I think Trump was a huge thing of that. Like, he wasn't a president. He was like the cartoon version of a president, at least in public. I'm not saying in his day-to-day office interactions and policies and stuff like that, but when he was out in the public, like, he was this like cartoon version, pull the string, this gets the people going kind of thing.
Absolutely.
And that's what catches everyone's attention now.
Yeah, it's like, no, you're right. Like, everything that he played his stuff up to his base and never apologized.
I mean, the whole reason Joe Biden won was because they're like, hey, this is the one guy that we can put up. He's not the best person to go against Trump, but he's the one guy that we know could get the votes.
Yes.
Because he's associated with Obama. People like Obama because he was more measured. And it may not even be his policy. It's just his personality.
He was also less extreme than the other Democratic candidates.
Yeah. No doubt. And he was,
Come on, Bernie would have been great.
Bernie should have won. Bernie got screwed twice.
Yeah.
Not that
Bernie's also like 80. We're not 80 years old.
I don't agree with. But Bernie got railroaded twice.
Dude could still put some sentences together today better than Joe Biden.
Joe Biden. Yeah, I hated listening to that speech. God, Joe, baby, we gotta get him out of the next.
Joe's never been a great orator.
Yeah.
Of what?
But
that's like a
orator is a master of words.
Pat got word of the day chart for. So he's gonna.
Damn, use today.
I'll look that up in the dictionary.
The best part, Chris told me about. Somebody signed him up for an email.
Oh, pissing me off.
Word of the day was like the day. One day was like tree.
Yeah, it's like I'm getting like I'm getting these spam emails and like it's literally like a word, like the subject is the word, and then it gives me the definition in the email. I'm like, who and like I blocked.
What's the definition of tree?
I couldn't.
There's many. It's
there was the one word was like day or like calendar or something, and it was like, what in the fuck am I getting signed up for? And I blocked like this freaking. I spammed it. I junked it.
I imagine
pissed me off.
A single person who's like,
Joe, would you like to know the definition of tree?
Shit, I gotta hold on. He's like, shit, I gotta put up a word today. I gotta send out an email. He looks outside. He's like, tree. That's a good word. No.
And then he's done for the day.
Yeah,
$60,000 a year. Salary.
Nailed it.
Yep. Crushed it.
Cat. Fuck you.
Oh no, it's the 8th. What am I gonna do? I need another word. I'm looking at the calendar. I don't know. Calendar. That's
it. Use the word day today.
Someone signed you up for the hooked on phonics version of like first grade
like the
words.
stupid version of words.
Chris got the learn your words calendar.
Yeah. Oh god.
Or like English is a second language. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
It is pissing me off. I'll see if I got an email today from them. I will.
All right, Pat, give me the definition.
Yeah,
of
what's
tree.
the definition?
A tree is
and then we'll get into sports.
A woody perennial plant, typically having a single stem or trunk growing to a considerable height and bearing branches lateral that grow some distance from the ground.
I think that's too technical of a definition. My definitions are much more dumbed down.
Dude,
Two is a wooden structure or part of structure. Evidently, it's a tree.
No email today, gentlemen.
So the block worked.
He's off for the day.
Block worked.
But I can't. I did get an email that says ready to find love. Find love after 65. Only have to wait another 30 years for that, guys.
Or you can look at it now, and you can be like what is the guy called again?
As Dave Collins says, 65-year-old women don't knock my socks off.
No women's knocking your socks off right now. So
you're knocking my socks off.
He's about to knock your block off.
Do we do the Joe C. Lock of the Week?
Yeah, we got.
Yeah.
So we got. Do we have a Monday night game, or is it only?
I think it's literally
It's only tonight's game.
All right, Joe.
Let's go on a limb and say the Jaguars will win.
Chargers and the Raiders, right?
Yeah.
That's the only game I can say anything about.
Ooh.
And it's the last one. This is the last one of the season, right?
Correct.
No, until playoffs.
Well, that's what I mean.
Playoffs.
I mean, like, we don't. Do we do playoffs?
Playoffs.
Joe, you're doing the playoffs. You're working overtime this year.
Yeah, you're doing the Super Bowl and
Yeah.
everything.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna go with Chargers, the Rams, who is it?
The Raiders.
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 The
All right.
Joe C. Lock of the
The
century.
Las Vegas
They're
Raiders.
both 9-7. This is a close game.
You know what? I heard this on the radio. Crap, what's the Raiders quarterback?
Carson Wentz.
Derek Carr.
Yeah, I know.
Derek Carr. Derek Carr does not get enough credit. He's like a very underrated. He kept them Raiders together after the.
After what's his name left?
Yeah, John Gruden. I was going to say John.
After
Manning.
John Gruden went all ape shit.
Yeah, he's an absolute piece of garbage. But and he kept that team together, and they're making it. They're not the worst team, and they can make the playoffs.
Yeah.
People are hoping that they do make the playoffs, or Bears fans are hoping because Harbaugh is interested in Bears and Raiders.
Yeah, and the Raiders wouldn't be able to interview him until after they're out of the playoffs.
Or they might keep the coach if he has a long playoff run.
Wait, who?
So Harbaugh, like, if the Raiders make the playoffs, they wouldn't be able to interview candidates until after they're out of the playoffs.
And then you're right. Yeah. John wants to go to the Raiders for some reason.
Yeah,
because he likes. Does he like?
Well, Derek Carr's not a bad option. They have his team.
He loves the the Mark Davis bowl cut.
The guy's got a stylish haircut. I like this guy.
Guy hasn't changed his hairstyle since the 70s. He'll let me coach like I did back in the 70s.
He'll let me do whatever I want.
So what was the Joe C. lock of the week?
So I'm gonna go with the Vegas Raiders.
The Raiders.
The Joe C.
They moved to Las Vegas, right?
They did.
Yeah.
The Joe C. lock of the century is the Oakland Raiders.
Over the Chargers.
Yep.
Over the San Diego Chargers.
And we'll be able to find out.
No, the Los Angeles.
Very soon.
I said the Oakland Raiders and the San Diego Chargers.
Okay, Chris.
So I mean, this is no more Tig Ol Bitties, huh? Do you got anything for the night?
It's like
last week.
There's playoff. There's
It's like
playoff.
if the Chargers and the Raiders end in a tie, the NFL is going to shit their pants.
The what's their face are going to shit their pants. The Steelers, because the Steelers, if the Raiders lose, I think the Steelers are in.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I think because
did the Ravens? So they beat the Ravens?
Yeah, they did. They had points in overtime.
They kicked the field goal.
They went for overtime. They didn't do that Jim Harbaugh thing or John Harbaugh thing where you married John's again.
Wait, so the Raiders coach is out this year regardless?
No, but the interim guy could become a real guy.
Yeah, seems like that's what I was thinking. I don't know why they would give up. This guy seems like he's kind of.
Here we go.
It's tough to go.
I'm gonna give you all the Tig Ol Bitties for this one.
Do it.
Los Angeles games have gone over the total in 5 straight games. Las Vegas games have gone under in 3 straight. Las Vegas home games are 11-5 to the over, but the past 3 have all gone under.
Okay, so we need the under tonight. I like that.
Vegas is 2-5 against the spread in its past 7 home games. Justin Herbert is 1-3 outright and against the spread in his career as a road favorite. Since 2015, the home team in the final primetime game of the season has gone 0-5 outright and 1-4 against the spread. And Philadelphia covered against Washington last year.
The Raiders are home.
Yep. So it sounds like the Chargers are the better pick.
That's what I was thinking. The Chargers and the under. We're parlaying it, boys.
I know the Chargers they have a tendency to lose big games.
Yeah, but they're a better road team. At least what I've heard.
You know what their problem is? They can't. If you have a team that can run the ball against them, they're gonna have problems all day because they have one of the worst run defenses in the NFL.
Have you finished the Helga and Helen thing? I'm gonna work. Did you start it?
I started it. I've not finished it.
It's pretty wild. Those people were just absolute. Those 2 ladies were just garbage.
Did you watch the Star of Rock again?
No, I'm just gonna start that tonight. You guys watching any? You guys doing any TV like recommendations? I need something right now. I'm starting the Band of Brothers, the Pacific one. I started that on HBO, but kind of need and I started the Deadwood movie pack. It's pretty good. It starts pretty good. We're just trying to talk about recommendations for TV because as we get into the new year, weather's getting colder.
I started watching on Netflix. I think it's called Hellbound. It's a Korean show.
Okay.
Is it subtitled or?
It is subtitled. But it's really. I only got like 2 episodes. I think it's only 4 episodes or 5 episodes. They're about an hour each.
Okay.
But I've gotten 2 episodes in and it's very interesting.
That's awesome.
And so I would recommend, and it's not going to take you long. It's like 5 or 6 hours to probably watch the whole thing.
It was Joe's like lifestyle, his sleeping habits, like boggle my mind. Like, you go to bed at 2 and getting up at 6 and be like, I'm okay. Like I don't know how.
I can't do it like every day, but yeah.
Cocaine is what it is.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's something for the new year, Joe. Get your shit together.
Stop doing cocaine, Joseph.
I mean, my New Year resolutions I've been very good on. Carnivore diet.
It's a carnivore diet, right?
Yeah, it's been amazing. I honestly, 3 days in, I was telling Lauren, I was like, I haven't had this much energy in my entire life. Like, I'm not telling people how to do whatever you want in your life, but Tuesday, I was wide awake from 5:30 when I wake up till like 9 o'clock, and I'm usually by like 4 or 5. I'm doing a Joe yawn right there, calling it a night.
Yeah,
like, I want to go to bed, and just insanely. But it's just because my diet was such shit.
Oh
so
yeah,
The only problem is there's really not. There's not a lot to eat, Joe.
Yeah,
it's kind of tough.
There's only so much of the sausage you can eat.
Yeah,
you're tired of meat.
Yeah, I've been good. I've been doing yoga every day.
I've been doing meditation every day too. So
I've been doing yoga every day.
You need to be a better person. Do yourself the favor, Pat. You know what? Figure out something. Make yourself a better person.
I'm gonna stop doing bathroom models with lacrosse.
Okay, well, I'm done this. Me and Pat were working, and we can't get the toilet in. The toilet, it's just not working out. We don't know what it is.
I've installed like 30 toilets in my life, and this is
it's the most questionable one.
We've we've looked at the floor, we've leveled it each way, making sure everything is fine. We figured it was probably something with the flange, so we pull up the flange and the flange breaks in half. So we have to actually now call a real plumber. But so we're doing this, and my watch, I got a new Garmin like fitness watch.
Yeah,
it's like, hey.
By the way, I gotta add you on that, and we could add Bobby because Bobby does running too. So it's like you can kind of not compete, but like just see. It's fun.
Compete with you.
No, I need to get a phone that would allow me to have an app that I could compete in.
Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot about that. Yep.
But so my watch came up and was like, hey, maybe you should relax a little bit. Like,
your heart rate's been up for a little while here.
Yeah, you're
kind of a little angry right now.
It literally said you're kind of stressed. Like you should maybe take the next 7 hours and just sit around.
Oh, I love the recommendations you get from your watch sometimes. Anytime I'll go out to run, it's like, why don't you take like a nice 9-minute run, 9.5, 10-minute run? I'm like, what? No, fuck you. Why are you telling me this?
Oh, it's just the most garbage. I was like, I wish I could fucking have. Can find me 7 hours, watch.
Yeah.
Can you find me 7 hours to just sit on my ass and do nothing?
Yeah.
My watch keeps telling me I'm too fat. And keep your ass moving.
And on that note,
we are out of here. Bye!